Good morning. This is Secret the Scuffed coming at you live with Ace Attorney Investigations, probably the finale, considering the title screen has changed. Unless I did that before and I simply did not notice. Now, before I go in, I would like to talk about what I'm going to do after this, because I most likely will not go straight into this second one. I am interested in doing it, but I think I'm going to wait. Oh, hello. Nice to see you. But yeah, I think I'm going to wait until I have, at the very least, reached one ending in Silksong, because I'm trying to juggle multiple things, but my schedule for when I'm available for this is not especially large. So we'll probably finish Silksong and then go into the next Ace Attorney game. But in the meantime, we'll probably pick up a new RPG. I'm thinking I want to replay Nier Automata. I've never played it here, but I love it, and there's a lot of supplemental material. I can talk your ear about it for hours, easily. And I think playing the game through will be a great way to keep my conversations regarding it on track. Not to mention, I just really want to play it again. So we'll probably do that. Oh, and we'll probably do that 2 days from now? Yeah, 2 days from now, and then we'll probably do Silksong tomorrow, if I show up tomorrow, which I should. So yeah, let's head straight into this. Last time, we had just, oh right, we got cut off in the middle because there was some internet issues I had. What were we talking about? Ah, yes, the chimney fire. Well, let me check the log. Let's scroll up a bit. Oh, okay, so Missile had just grabbed the items out of the fireplace, and Old Bag had given me a samurai dog. We just come to the conclusion that, oh, who was it? Larry. Larry was here, right. Larry had tried to go down the chimney to this room, or so was claimed, but it was actually the other room. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, I swear I had some conversation going last time before I got cut off, but I don't quite recall. So let's just go for this. That smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically, the fireplaces of neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you are implying? Oh, why did they not say that earlier? Precisely. Oh, and they immediately put me into puzzle mode. Alright. I should make sure. Is this working properly? Hold on, I do have to make one moment. Okay, it is. I was just worried that I was still having issues. Now then. Undershirt from next door. Did he try to burn a shirt, or did he drop it down the chimney? Maybe they were trying to dry it, and then it got blown up? I don't know. This is very strange. How does this connect? Because the only reason I would ever connect these is out of the, because they're the only two left. The lady's undershirt the Missile found. Ah! Hey, why are you getting all excited over holding onto a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of the said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence is in the room next door. Or rather was. And yet despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt. Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall? Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Isn't that what the puzzle piece said? Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. Oh, is it just a little tiny brick wall? Oh, there's an X on the back. Oh, that's what he's saying. There's an X on the back of the wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. Oh, it turns. What in the... The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. Okay, so the killer probably just fled through there, yeah? As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. The neighboring room? There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. But the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. Okay, I guess it's just how they want to tell me that there's nothing over there. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. I really feel like if someone went through a fireplace, they'd leave footprints, but oh well. We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms, but how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damask II's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip. So she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask II's murder. Oh my god, really? I cut out last time less than 3 minutes of dialogue away from the end? Okay. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on, I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well, then. If you are prepared, I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good. I'm counting on you, Edgy. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie? Oh, finally the music kicked in. I've been waiting for that. I know there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world, and then kill myself. And throw everything into mass confusion. You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make a face at me, it's no use. A man who's ready to die is strong-willed, you know. Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you caused an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy, Although, allow me to say, that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case. And that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What didn't happen, the works, all of it. Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did upon the roof that night. Joining seeing Larry immediately quits from start. Oh yeah. Larry is... I think he's about finished for this chapter after this. Probably... Actually, no, this is the last chapter. He's going to stick around for the whole time, probably. After the show, I left the pushcart in the Rose Garden and came up to the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Why were you already on the roof, bud? Larry, I thought I had just finished telling you not to lie anymore. But it's kinda ultra embarrassing. And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Edgy, man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me, ow. Okay, I almost missed that whip. As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to. I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. Alright, Larry. Where am I going to have to start pulling this apart? I'll have the pushcart in the Rose Garden. That's probably important for later, because I think the body was transported using the pushcart. Also, the Rose Garden, is that on the map? Let me see. It's not, but we can assume it's that area between the Alabast Embassy and the Theatrum, considering there was an open-air theater on the other side of the wall. And they took a picture of you shaking hands with the ambassador. Oh, that's the wrong button, but it's fine. Edward's using ultra embarrassing. Well, I think that's one of his traits, is that he says ridiculous things with a straight face in order to get stuff out of his clients. He does it in the base games, too. So, you shook hands with the ambassador of the Kingdom of Alabast, did you not? Yeah, can you believe it? I had something really cool for a change. But, honestly speaking, there's nothing interesting about shaking some guy's hand. Hey there, are you disrespecting another country and their very own embassy? As someone with roots in this country, I'm feeling nothing but incredible shame at this second. Agreed. I apologize for his inconsiderate words. Now, Larry, please continue. Well, what is with you, all of you? You keep saying that kind of thing, and I'll tell you only lies. You're already telling us nothing but lies, so let it go and move on. Alright, already. You don't need to glare at me like that, Edgy. Okay, away from the distraction. Until your next appearance, you had wandered around, and then you ended up on the roof. Okay, so did you see it from the ground level and then go up there, or did you climb up onto the roof on your own? Okay. We'll press both of these to see what the case is. Larry, I want you to listen very carefully and take this to heart. The whole point of your life is to cause misery and pain to everyone you encounter. I know! I get it! I'm totally the bad guy again! Hey! I thought you were his friend. Don't you think that was a bit harsh? Lang Ji says, true friends are bosom friends. If you are in trouble, call on your bosom friend whose shoulders you can truly cry on. That is not a phrase that's used in English much. Hey, bosom buddy! I hope you're listening carefully to my testimony. Has it crossed your pea-sized brain yet that Agent Lang is only out to arrest you, Larry? Now then, you were wandering around inside the embassy, and then what happened? Okay, so how'd you spot the chimney from inside, then? I should hardly think that chimneys are that rare. Agreed, especially since they are a traditional feature of American houses. Plus, many grand buildings have even larger and fancier chimneys. Yeah, but that kind of chimney I'm talking about is the really romantic type. A romantic chimney? It might sound kind of silly, but women seem to really enjoy them. And I just had a good feeling about that chimney. What does this even mean? What? Excuse me? Okay, we'll press the last statement. You suddenly wanted to play Santa. Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa once before already. I was down at Gourd Lake. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Heh, sounds like you guys share a lot of history. A perk to being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all. Actually, it is worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal. Yes, raise the objection. Did you bring a present and then you dropped it down the chimney? Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa-quality stuff? Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang. Hey, Edgy, that's so incredibly mean! Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that! I did graduate from junior high, you know. In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. Why don't you tell me to whom you were delivering a present to? I was, delivering a present to a child, not basking in a warm glow of love. That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard. But a lie is still a lie. You sure know how to kick a guy when he's down, you know that? In any case, the person you wished to deliver a present unto was most certainly, it's Old Bag, yeah? Not that he knew that she was Old Bag. Oh, he doesn't even call her name in her description. Heh, interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbag so much that I'd try to go down the chimney. Ow! I advise you to stop right there in your bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I, myself, hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Define wrong impression. I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. Okay, there's where do we want to go with this? It's not the shirt, probably. It's the letter, yeah? Because he doesn't know her name or appearance? I certainly think that's the case. Oh, it's not. Okay. That's... Well, we did establish that he didn't know... Oh, this is a really long failure dialogue. Okay, if that's the case, then what exactly would it be? I can't present people, right? Okay, no, I cannot. Okay, well, it's not going to have anything to do with the other embassy. And it's not the signature or the autograph either. It's not this. Not the passion flowers either. Stand-in request. Oh! Duh. The reason he didn't know it was Wendy is not because of the letter, it's because of the stand-in request. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress. But that's not true, Edgy. She's the one with the hots for me. I just know it. I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. That's a sexy beam, I tell you. You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since last we met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes? This guy. He's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. I suppose you could put it that way. Hey, well, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy? To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way to the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure. Oh, I didn't even notice the chimneys are on the map. Hey, Edgy, looks like I've got the hang of this court thing now. Though we're not in court at the moment. Shut up! I see what's going on here, and it looks just like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Like G says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in the battle of wits. Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? Oh, he most certainly has forgotten. This fellow has the memory of a goldfish. So, you think all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then, to top it all off, I became a suspect in murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Okay. Your words don't make much sense, Larry. Hey, someone say something! Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession, but as a testimony? So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? Oh, so it was you! You're my stalker. But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who wholly focused on one man, and as long as Eddie Pooh is alive, I can't drop him and be unfaithful. No, I can't, although earlier I was tempted by a teeny weeny bit by the wolf man. From my love for the dear Eddie Pooh, which I passed on to stay completely to my... one day, I'll be able to keep up with something like that. I'm so inspired. You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man. Oh, you forgot about Old Bag? Oh, you didn't see her yesterday. Right. A joyous few minutes. Or maybe you did see her yesterday. I don't remember. I'm terrible at remembering names. But yeah, she's been in the room this whole time just listening to Edgy. Oh, I just called him Edgy. Edgeworth. Do not keep his name in check. I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there is nothing further for me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you've still got something to prove. You still have to show me some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy. Proof, you say? Remember, Reggie? Everything is evidence in court, right? You mean, evidence is everything in court, Larry. But I understand your point. Yeah, see? I'm totally a pro at this now. Very well. If you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. Alright. It's gonna be the letter, right? So I think we just gotta go all the way to the end. But why would you ever put yourself through so much humiliation? Because you sent this weird letter. Here we are. Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter. Hey, why are you showing that to me? Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving knight. Well, isn't that just romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a single thing. You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. Oh. Well, hold on. The intended... shows that the person Larry had intended to meet was Mindy. Oh! I was wondering why Wendy was written so weird. I thought he just had terrible handwriting, which he does, don't get me wrong, but it's because he wrote Mindy in cursive. And he writes his M's in cursive weird. Oh, I should have seen that earlier on the autograph. I noticed he was writing his M's super weird. Larry, I suggest that you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again. Whoa, what the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English! You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing! There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching. But that will have to wait until we're off the crime scene. Edgy, save me from the scary man! Sure, if you're willing to make amends. Starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me. Come again. It's a fake. Someone's out to get me, so they made the fake letter. Oh, Larry, you're dragging this out so much. Now I have to submit your autograph. To set me up! Accept your defeat graciously. But you guys are being so mean. Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have a certain unique features to their handwriting. At least your handwriting is legible. Take a win over Larry. Oh yeah. Here, let's take a look at that right before they show it. I didn't say anything about it last time, but I definitely paused for a few seconds because I thought he wrote worried Juan. But no, he just doesn't know the difference between a W and an M in cursive, apparently. I think his main issue here is that he's making the middle point way too sharp, and if he rounded that, it would be perfectly fine. Or maybe, he either needs to round the middle point or he needs to compress the two side line of the left. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life. Tisk tisk. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight. For you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting. This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our questions soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry. I did it. It was me causing the trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy. So, he finally confesses. I saw the Pink Princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Edgy. Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney? What a criminally overactive imagination. Well, at least I was an honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney. Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure at conveying said sentiment. I'm really, really sorry. Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I always knew you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me, because, at the very least, I can attest to that about you. Edgy, you're... we've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. Ow! In any case, I believe we can say now that we know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down the chimney. Not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door. Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although, I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay? Ow! Hey, what? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says, I'm not off the hook yet? He means that the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can only rely on the words of the suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night, but the bloodstained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene. As long as there is no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Edgy, that guy, he looks really serious about trying to take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely Bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon, but the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble. Let me review the evidence real quick. Because, as I recall, this man was killed by, what was that, blunt object? Oh! We don't have an autopsy report. So I can't check how he was killed. Okay, but from what I remember, he was killed with a blunt object to the back of the head or neck. The samurai spear was not it, because Larry's the one who bent that. The sword should be blunt. Is this a 3D model? It's not. Okay, well, it's definitely blunt. We can see that here. So that's probably, or most certainly, the murder weapon. I still don't know why the passion flowers have 2 missing, so that might play into it. And I don't know where the missing blade is, but that shouldn't play into that. And once again, the statue shouldn't be involved. Okay, we'll just have to see what he says. But this is one game I can't afford to lose. I was the one who found the body of the victim, Damask II. Besides him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect Larry Butts, in here too. Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership? But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you? If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence? You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. But come on, I can't think of something that complicated as that, right, Edgy? Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you, or me for that matter. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. Alright, let's see, where... I don't actually know what angle to attack this from. You found the body, that's fine. If I could press that, I might get some more details about how he was killed. Besides some of this samurai sword. Yep, covered in blood. We know that. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but he found it here instead. We should probably press that as well. And you found the murder weapon's owner, Larry, in here as well. I don't know how Larry got in here. Okay, we'll press these last 2 statements, see where that gets me. Larry has already testified that he forgot the samurai sword here. Yeah, I was shaking hands with the ambassador in here and I left it behind by accident. Oh right, he did say that. So what? You lied earlier, so who's to say this excuse isn't just another lie? But I forget stuff all the time, right, Edgy? Tell him. Why don't you tell him yourself? You see, what did I tell you earlier? No one will buy such a pathetically weak excuse. Yes, well, I know that it's not possible to prove such an excuse as truth. And yet you offer it up as fact? You're a worse person than I originally thought. You are free to think what you'd like. However, I know that Larry is not the killer. Agent Lang, please continue with your argument. I'll expose the flaw in it soon enough. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Did I hit the... Oh, this is the looping dialogue, because I hit right. Okay. That's my bad. Just because he is the owner of the weapon, therefore he must be... Oh, just because he is the owner of the weapon, therefore he must be the killer, is it? You phrased that weird, Edgy. Oh, I said it again. Larry is really rubbing off on me. Maybe it's because Larry and Old Bag are in the same room. No. Climbing all the way back up the chimney is plenty suspicious in my book as well. Regarding that, I've already drawn the truth out, and the truth is one thing I don't bend. It doesn't matter if it's you or whoever. You prosecutors are all the same. And as for me, prosecutors are the one thing I don't trust in. An agent who doesn't trust prosecutors? What are you playing at? Sorry, sis, but there are only two things I trust. My subordinates and evidence at the crime scene. Agent Lang hates prosecutors. But as long as he trusts evidence that has been left at a crime scene, then there is something I can show him that he can believe in. And simply... Okay, and then the looping dialogue. Okay, so we immediately presents. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room. We don't have anything we can present against that. And you found the murder weapon's owner. The suspect Larry Butt's in here too. Do I have anything that can dissuade that? Not the samurai dogs. Not the shirts. Larry didn't know about the hidden passage, so he couldn't have come through there. And he probably didn't come in through the window. Yeah, because the flower... actually, maybe someone did come in the window and that's why the flowers are messed up. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. And does the sword actually have anything I can inspect on it? No, it doesn't. It's just all we have to zoom in for is to see that it's blunt. Got it. In that case, let's press that other thing I was interested in. The first one. So you were the first to discover the body this time. This time? What's that supposed to mean? You'd better watch what you say. I only said this time because earlier, Kay was the first to discover the body in Babel. And your secretary, Agent Sheena, was ready to accuse her of murder for that. Hey, so are you going to use that excuse to call me suspicious now? Of course not. I was simply pointing out the usual pattern with discoverers of bodies. But in the Babel case, there was proof that she was holding the weapon, right? Well, in this one, it's a bit different, since we know exactly where the weapon is. Okay. Well, we might as well press the last one while we're here. Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood? Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the tests, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword was made only to be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with the sword. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by. Oh, okay, we do get a little bit of an autopsy, well, not an autopsy report, we get some expanded dialogue about how the person died. Oh, so he changed both of the dialogues. That's interesting. Beside him with a samurai sword. Covered in his blood. And you suspect he beat the victim to death with it. Okay. So I don't think the sword itself will be valuable here. Actually, no. We might be able to present the spear. Because the spear bent. Because it's hollow. Yeah? So it stands to reason that the sword would be the same. He did say it's a bit weighty, though. Yeah, nothing from that first page is going to be useful here. Do we see anything in this photo? No, we don't. Everything's in place except for the statue. And we can't see any of the weapons. I'm going to take a gamble here and try and present the spear. To see if they're going to leap that far in logic. Oh, I was right. Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? Heh, it's a long spear, right? We used those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down. Spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history. It's the next most effective weapon after the whip. I think the whip is in a slightly different category. So, what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No. I simply want you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent? Precisely. Apparently, a certain troublemaker hit it against a wall in this embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow. Let alone take the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there was not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Was he trying to... Okay, I think I know what he was trying to do there. If he does it again, I'll change how I pronounce that. Oh, yeah! The sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easy. But I wish they made them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of that play for not doing it in the show. The Steel Samurai's special move was changed tonight because of him? Okay. It's a bit of an odd description. It's not going to come up, is it? I suppose it might. Oh, it might be proof. Oh, someone wasn't at the show that was supposed to be there, probably. Okay, I feel like they shouldn't have done that, because it feels like I can easily meta-analyze that, but it's fine. Hey, ouch! That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy, per se, so all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in place of real logic's hardly the Von Karma way. It's neither smart nor very clever. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should have conceived of the notion... for no one should have conceived the notion to convict all defendants in the first place. What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolishly fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. There is nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory. That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth. Okay, it's nice to see that Phoenix has really rubbed off on him. I mean, I know that's clear from the first, or as early as the first game. But since they went out of their way to just have him monologue like that, or not monologue, it was a dialogue, but the point is he went out of that to say that, oh, actually, maybe he wasn't just saying that for, like, exposition purposes. He was probably saying it specifically to call it Lang. Okay, we'll move on. You're pretty good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. But humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask II without bending. So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need? Of course. What I need is evidence he can't refute. Actually, I think we need to call over the forensics guy, but I suppose this works too. This is it. It's time to bring this case to a close. Or not this case, just this. Okay. Why Larry Part 2? It's possible to use a Steel Samurai sword to kill someone. And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy, top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon? How long do you intend to cling onto that preposterous theory? As long as I want to, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy. There's no stone we've left unturned. And we have managed to come up with the only logical conclusion. That the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword. Oh, you're just repeating yourself. Please don't do that. Hold on. Can I see something real quick? Oh, okay. I was about to consider the idea that the weapon was in the other embassy, and I was thinking that it could be the missing handle. Well, not the handle's not missing, but like the missing blade somehow, or it could be the statue. And then I realized the statue in this room has been moved. The statue in this room has been moved, so there's probably something underneath it. I would not turn away the idea that the statue itself is the weapon, but since they said it was solid gold earlier, I don't think so. I mean, it's also possible that this is the fake statue and it's easy to pick up. Actually, that's probably the exact reason why people aren't allowed to touch it, because you can tell by the weight. Okay. In that case, let's see this playthrough. You left no stone unturned? Is that a fact? If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Alright, also they made it pretty easy to understand when they used specifically the phrase no stone unturned. Let's see here. Search the embassy top to bottom. Well, I'm going to press the statue as proof that you didn't. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to press you and then print the statue. Oh, yep, there it is. It didn't work. Okay. I need to press and then present. The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword? That's right, even with luminol. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the... Yeah, I do. Raise an objection. If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you. Heh. And how do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon. Huh. Ha ha ha. Oh, the real murder weapon. I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy, and they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the weapon. You love how expressive the art is? Oh, yeah. I was wondering... Oh, wrong button. If I should play this game with the updated art, or if I should play with the classic Game Boy Advance sprites. But I'm really glad I chose to do the new art, because you can tell that this was made way after, or at least a few years after, the initial success of the DS games. Also, like, emoting with the characters has always been a bit of a strong suit of the series. They didn't have as many expressions in the first game, obviously, but they get, like, cartoonish in some of the later entries, and I love it. Knowing these facts, you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Of course, because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men. I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there is something in your men couldn't even lay a finger on. And that item is the real murder weapon. Alright then, I'll play along for now. This real weapon that killed Damask II. What exactly is it? The real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. The National Treasure of Alabast. You mean the Primadou statue? Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which, I believe, means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct? Heh, ha ha! Oh, you know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babel. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined. Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction of the statue is facing just before and after the crime scene are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Hey, go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us permission to examine the statue. Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He is most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please, be rational about this. Lang Ji says, just go already. Yes, sir. It really is fun to see semi-realistic art turn cartoonish for dramatic effect. Oh yeah. I think what really makes it great is that a lot of the time, so with the finales of these games, presumably including this one a bit later, there's always something really serious going down. Because right now you can see there's an international incident. But if we take, for example, let's say the second game's finale, the characters that show up as the antagonists make themselves very clear from the beginning they're antagonists, and they are presented very seriously every time they show up. Music, mood, dialogue, everything is like full panic mode when they're there. And then at the end of the trial, when we finally got them cornered, they are sweating, not literal buckets, but they might as well be, with how goofy they end up. It's fantastic, I love it. It's a great way to show, or a great way to reward the player for a job well done. Shifu. Yeah? I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Primedu statue. Huh, I see. Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally. Save your breath. He may act all weak and frail, but the old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you've got to be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know? Agent Lang? What do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already. But Shifu, what about causing an international incident? Quiet! I'll take the fall if I have to later. Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone has to take responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If you were going to talk in such a heavy term, if we're going to talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright then, let's talk in more investigating. If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminol... Oh, he uses the actual full word. I'd like to run a luminol chemiluminescence test on the statue. A luminol test. Ah, good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay, let's get the forensics team in here. Oh, finally, they should have been here from the beginning. Ooh, on the head. Heh, looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess that means this is the real weapon that killed Damask II. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill Damask II, so the charge remains. Oh, luminol. Yeah, so they don't bother to explain it here because it is a recurring tool in the main line, along with several other forensic tools. But it's a little spray that you use, and whenever it reacts with blood, it can be seen through a little red light filter. Oh yeah, this game is at times downright educational. I recall it was in the fourth game, which is the first one I played here. I think they tried this gimmick where they had a new forensics tool every single chapter, or at least in most of the chapters. And it was really interesting, because some of it is not stuff I would think about. Like things that would have to be done. Like filling in footprints with plaster. Anyways, let's keep going. We are hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real weapon, I believe further examination is required. Heh, you think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. Nope, okay, let's check the bottom. Ooh, huge handprint. Are we gonna dust it for prints? Ugh. And what do we have here? This dirty smudge. It looks like a handprint. Ooh, someone actually, I just realized the reason it's so vivid without any dust on it is because whoever used it came through the fireplace. What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we've got some fingerprints to analyze. Who in the world is strong enough to carry a gold statue? See, that's what I'm saying, as I think this statue is probably the fake one. Because one of them is fake, yeah? And they said the real one's solid gold. So I'm thinking that either this one's just gold-plated, or the person who was carrying it was doing it with two hands, which is why they have a whole handprint on the bottom. I think it's more likely to be both, though, because even if it was just gold-plated, it would still be pretty heavy. Ugh. Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, forensics guy! I want the results on these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me? Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir. Good, and? Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babylonis embassy? The prints belong to him, to Mr. Manny Cochin, sir. But that's... What's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Oh, well, you didn't miss out on that fact. That's a hypothesis I have, because they said earlier that the statue is made of solid gold, that no one is allowed to touch it except for the ambassador and the secretariat of each embassy, and also that one of them is fake, and that they were going to have it tested on that day. So I was assuming that the reason that no one is allowed to touch it was so that no one could figure out which one is fake. Since if one of them is fake gold, then you could tell just with a touch. Or not with a touch, but with a lift or tilt, or however you want to move it. And it's seeming increasingly likely as we go on. No, that's impossible. Each Primedu statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by the very fact that Mr. Coach's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babel's Primedu statue. Impossible! It can't be! Oh, I think I just solved it. No, not solved it, but I think I figured out a bit of the... Oh, first of all, he's saying yeah here. I said I was going to pronounce it right, I didn't. But, the cart that the Steel Samurai had, I've been saying back and forth that I think the body was moved with it, and that might still be true. But more importantly, I think the statue was moved with it. Because regardless of whether this one is gold or not, one of them is solid gold. Worst case scenario, they're both solid gold, but the point is you're not going to be able to carry that all the way here easily, and not without anyone seeing it. So maybe there was a body and a statue transported? Like he came over first with the statue, then he put the new statue in, and maybe he was killed on the way back? I'm not sure. But I still don't think he died in the fire. Larry never once set foot on Babylonis soil, so he was free to go. However... Oh, hold on. Kill the bot. Be gone! Okay, back to the game. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Alabastian knife in the Babel. And Damask II was killed in Alabastian soil with Babel's national treasure. And the mystery of the great Fifiata Garasu who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form. Managed to get about within 7 to 8 minutes the other day, new record. Oh, nice. I think mine, what was the record? I think I got my record like 2 days ago on that. It was like 2 minutes maybe. It happened like almost as soon as I put down the starting screen. Anyway, I think that's about the halfway mark for this case. Or maybe a third mark. It's hard to tell, because it seems like there's not much left to investigate. At least not until we find a new suspect. So I'm thinking we're either going to find another dead body soon, or we're going to find the outfit that was used by the arsonist. I've left the Damask II investigation to Franziska and returned to Babel. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babel's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, I forgot you guys were here. So, Kay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great! Investigating is so much fun! In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. Oh, we weren't goofing off. Honest, sir. Oh, we've been investigating our hearts out. Very well, then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, Oh, okay, we've had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. 0 progress. Bots are getting quicker and quicker. That certainly could be the case. I don't know much about how or how the bots determine their targets. Because if it's random, then well, it could it's just random, but it could also just be based on how long you've been around or how much you have going for you. Because they definitely go after smaller streamers more. Okay, now let's see. I'd get back. What were they saying? All right, 0 progress. Right. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. You have permission to enter the Alabastian Embassy. Is that correct? Oh, yep. As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. Oh, okay, we're dumping off some stuff. That's nice. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Oh, understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I'll just unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. You feel like they check random categories and pick someone with lower viewership? That's most likely, because that's most likely seems to be the most likely strategy to work on a surface level. Evidence that has lost their value was given to Detective Gumshoe. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really going to throw that autograph away? Yes, because that Steel Samurai was a fake. Oh, scrunched up into a ball and disposed of. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Oh yeah, don't shatter the illusion for her. Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Oh, remaining evidence has been rearranged. Wow, they are so kind with the evidence rearrangel in this game. I still have 3 pages, but it's nice to have a bit of it emptied out. It's a long way from the first few games where you just piled pages upon pages of this stuff. That was rough. It might not be as bad as I remember, but it certainly did feel rough. Anyway, oh, are we gonna get a stepladder joke here? A ladder. Actually, that's a stepladder! They're the exact same thing. No way! From the structure up, they're totally different. But of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is a rope ladder. A stepladder is much too heavy to carry around after all. And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty of being dangerous during an earthquake. Oh, look at that. They referenced the ladder conversation and Miles' fear of earthquakes. Has he not gotten over that by this point? Hey, you're not going back to Alabasta already, are you? No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first. Yeah, I was not trying to walk over there. Can I walk in here? And they're having a real time of it cleaning up after the fire. I suppose we should stay out here and investigate the stage some more then. One day with me and one of my friends were streaming together. We got 2 bots in separate chats at the exact same time. Somebody have a timer? Yeah, that seems the most likely. Hold on. Let me think. Separate chats, exact same time. Yeah, it's probably on waves because the way the bots work, and I'm not going to explain the whole thing to you, is that you just have a whole bunch of stuff hooked up to a single machine, so you can control them all at once. So if a bot ever activates, it's almost certainly going to be deployed side by side with at least like 100 others. Even if it's done automatically or manually. Now, I think I should talk to the ambassador first. There's a sign here warning passers-by to take precautions around this renovation site. Oh, that's not the ambassador, that's a sign. They're really going all out, huh? There's construction going on everywhere. I believe Ambassador Polino said it was to attract more tourists and visitors. But what can they do with the new stuff they're building? Hey, what do you think they should do, Mr. Edgeworth? How about transforming it into a courthouse? Hey, be serious. But I was being serious. What? Why the courthouse? Anyway, hello, Polino. Ah, so you're back, are you now, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these you can eat whatever you like. And these are... Oh, discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern, however these coupons do nothing for me right now. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babel. I heard that tonight, over in the Alabastian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire that the Yadigrasu started? Exactly. Okay. Ambassador Polino, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Primadou statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabast and Babel used to be one country called Cadopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Primadou statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. Polino feels like a walking scam. Oh yeah, that is exactly what they're going for here. Not necessarily a scam, but a over-enthusiastic salesman, which unfortunately carries the connotation of being a scammer, or con man. And if... I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to phrase it. If I can think of a better way to phrase what I'm trying to say, I'll come back to it later. But we'll just leave it at, yeah, he feels like a con man. At least that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty, and the right to rule, I take it? Yes, that's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Alabast and Babel were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Primadou statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Polino knows about what has happened to their very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Yes, well, let's finish the dialogue he has first, and then we'll present it. Ambassador Polino, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes? Oh, and don't worry, you can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babel, yes? Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Manny Kojin, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Sure. I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. It sounds like Mr. Cochin has a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Babelese representative at the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess, with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. Now then, let's see the other statue. Here it is. Why do I still have the samurai dogs? Ambassador Polino, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Primadou statue sitting in Alabast right now actually belongs to Babel. So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Karma about this earlier. Then you will know why then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babel's Primadou statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession... Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. And it is definitely Alabast's statue. I know because it's the real statue. Then you're saying that Babel's was a replica? I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babel. and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight, to say that we could not determine which statue is the real one. Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Oh, I knew it. I called it. Fantastic. Good job, me. Pat on the back. Even if Babel were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know it yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that by being betrayed by my own... by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? Truly. Do I have anything else I want to talk to you about? I don't think so. You probably don't have anything to say about the passion flowers. Oh, I only have 2 pages of evidence. Okay, that's nice. I thought it was 3 earlier. Oh, I guess I checked it before they finished. Hey, Gumshoe, do you have anything to say? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. You look like you are enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Well, I take it he has found nothing of particular use, as usual. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from the Ambassador of Polino. Oh? And what is this something interesting? This, sir. Oh, that is interesting. Wow, that's so pretty! I'm so jealous! That's a real treasure right there! Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So, apparently, if you burn this special white wit crystal oil that they only make in Babel, it burns this green color, sir. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. Wait, hold on. That oil came up earlier. Well, was it the... the ink is made of the oil. So if the ink burns, then it burns green, I suppose? Well, considering it's been turned into ink instead of oil, it might have slightly altered its color. In fact, it could be significantly altering its color. But this is definitely going to come up later. The fire wasn't started using the ink, was it? No, certainly not, right? We'll have to find out. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babel should the oil run out. Hey, Gummy! Guess what what about these silhouettes? They stuck some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so it would project images. Oh? Silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you could do that much? You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Alright. Butterfly lantern with... not butterfly lantern, but a silhouette lantern with butterflies on it. Butterflies were the Babelese symbol. You know, they keep bringing up that one picture of the shadow of the Yadi-Garasu over the stage. Was this used there? I don't think that's actually become relevant to the case yet, though. I suppose we'll have to, once again, see how it develops. Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to the Alabast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. Okay, I was wondering if they're going to give me a full summary. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country? That's the gist of it. Babel is just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country. Meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yadi-Garasu? In one way or another, the Yadi-Garasu is connected. Of this I am sure. Now then, where was this Yadi-Garasu first spotted? I believe it was the Rose Garden at the Alabastian side of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yadi-Garasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Is it a buckle? My guess is that it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use? There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything that could get it wet from around here. That sounds like it was in the fire when they were extinguishing it. I was thinking, they have concerts here at this open-air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find its owner later. Pick. That's most certainly not a pick. That's, how to say, that's a distraction, a red herring. But what is it? It's not a key, is it? Perhaps they used the lantern to display a silhouette of something? But then why would it be wet? Well, I guess it's just wet because they brought it into the room with the fire and then dropped it. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Where is it? Here, Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this? What is this? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it for you. Okay, I feel like that's a strange way to track her down. Like, not from her perspective, but from a meta perspective. But I suppose it works. Now then, heading back in here, they said the Yata-Garasu crossed from one side to the other, and while it is certainly true, I think it's also worth noting the Steel Samurai crossed over with his little trolley. Do I have the fireplace? Oh, the fireplace is not in here. Oh, I suppose it'll come up later. Okay. Can I go into the theater? Probably not. Let's go over here. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabast now, but... I know. I'll go back to Babel and do some more investigating there. Now, the Rose Garden. That pool is rather low. Well, it's not a pool, it's a pond. Is it supposed to be that low? Probably not. Oh, actually, you know, the leaves do go pretty far down, so maybe it is. Also, someone might have jumped in that, and that's why the little pick thing is wet. What the heck is up with Lang's glasses? What are those? That's weird. Isn't perfume extremely flammable? No clue how it's relevant. It can be. They do tend to be based off of either a synthetic or animal product. In most, but I don't know. Wearing perfume in a fire is not going to cause you to spontaneously combust. And if it did, it would just be a flash fire, like with lint on clothing. So I think what this is going... Ooh, you know what? I just saw the roses in the garden. And the rose on this. It's possible that they're going to... Okay. So let's start from the beginning. I was thinking that maybe the plot point that they were going with was that she's going to be using the same perfume. But I didn't want to say that because that's stupid. But we know that she's involved with these countries. And there's a flower garden right here. So it's probably going to end up being that this perfume is specific to this country, just like how the ink is specific to the other one. And then we can use it to determine her motive, potentially. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Hello, Franziska. How are the things in Babel? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Cochin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation to the Yata-Garasu has. Ah, yes, the Yata-Garasu. Even now, I find it hard to believe. A person can freely traverse between the two countries at will? Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where the witness claims to have seen the Yata-Garasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabast. And that's when the Yata-Garasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly it vanished. Okay, yeah, so this is just a lantern. Green light. Well, it's not really a green light, it's more of a yellow light. meta perspective, it could have been reused assets. That could be true. This was originally a GBA game, but I feel like that's probably not it, because from what I recall, the only time they had issues with storage space was with the third mainline game, and the third mainline game is massive. I mean, not from modern standpoint, keep in mind, but from the perspective of GBA games. I actually recall one of the characters in the third game is very short, about half as tall as all the other characters, and they had to stand on a box to be seen at a podium. And the reason the character was made that short was specifically so that they could fit the whole game onto the cartridge. So, yeah, I don't think the roses are going to be a meta thing. Anyway, after that, there was the fire at the Babylonis embassy that the Yadi-Garasu started. I vow that not a single feather from the Yadi-Garasu shall escape my diligence. Alright, investigation time. Here we go. A camera has fallen. Not a camera, a light has fallen. And that's probably what was used for the projection. The projection might have been mounted on this statue. This is a surprisingly high-def statue, might I say. It might be a 3D model if I inspect it. Actually, these might just straight up be 3D models. Okay, and I probably can't... okay, and more lights on the floor. Lang has some weird glasses on. I don't remember if he had those in the previous game. The stool. The water's pretty low in the pool, as always. We can't see it from here, but there's barbed wire on the other side of this, on the top of this wall. Okay, we'll start with the light on the floor then. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yadi-Garasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. Also, where the heck is the audience supposed to sit? There's a ginormous pond right in front of the podium. Are they supposed to be standing on the other side in this tiny space? That's odd. The audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Yadi-Garasu. The water on the leaf is flowing weird. Oh, you're right. I didn't catch that. Okay. Okay, we'll check that out next. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor saps were hit instead. Okay. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for the aesthetics, the pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. Oh, that's strange. Okay, first of all, I would like to point out, this is a massive fire safety violation if the source of putting out the fires is a pool like this, with extremely limited output, and it's on the other side of a cement wall. That's a terrible idea. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. If the water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level, which suggests that this pool was recently somehow used in this embassy. I guess I'll have to take some notes about it, just in case. Okay, I think the water on the right leaf was just a weird perspective thing. What are you doing, Larry? What the... How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun? Alright then. Did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. How in the world he holds his breath down there for how long? I have no idea. So, you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kinda lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyways? Huh? Oh, How old is he again? Larry, this is the first time I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. The pink princess? Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit. However, I believe what we are looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured, if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now, get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. Okay, in that case, the weird puddle on the leaf is most certainly just a perspective thing. This statue is probably used to hold something up. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primedu. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you're lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue, and she somehow made the leap to that. Okay, suppose it's not important right now. This statue also seems somewhat important. This statue bears a resemblance to the Primedu statue. The plaque says, King Primedu in the battlefield. Leaf puddle's a really weird design choice then. Yeah, but you know, it might be a relic of the GBA games, because one of the things they really want to do with this game was keep the sets faithful, because you can swap this game freely between GBA graphics and the new graphics. And on GBA, you have very limited ways to show perspective, is a good way to say that. So that might just have been the way they showed it off, or at the very least to differentiate it between the two angles of the statue. Not the statue, of the two leaves. In order to save the queen, King Primedu put his life on the line and went to war. So Primedu was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. Oh, actually, you know what? Can I change it to the GBA graphics right now to see it? Let me see. Or is that something I had to go to the main menu for? It might be main menu. Yeah, I think it's a main menu thing. Okay, but I'm not going to go all the way back to see that. I don't think so, at least. We'll check through this one more time. Nope, okay. In that case, do I have any puzzle pieces yet? I don't think so. If I do, I just have the one. Oh, I still have the fireplaces. That's why it's not my evidence, because it's still a puzzle piece. Okay. I'll need to use this in a second. Let's check the podium. So this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage was set up nicely. However, where was the audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool? That's such poor planning if there was no other place than a spot or two by the pool. They really should have made seating arrangements like how the galleries have in the court. Indeed. You can sense that consideration for the viewers was taken with those. So in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand up the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. Okay, well, Lang, I've been avoiding you because you have some important things to say. Let's hear it. Hey, have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and one person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor. I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. Heh. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Okay, tell me about the Yatagarasu, please. You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So naturally, you witnessed the Yatagarasu appeared. When the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief all right, with my own 2 eyes. Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlights were turned on for the Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of "It's the Yatagarasu" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out, and by the time we got to the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing is for certain, the Yatagarasu was here. So you're saying that, basically, all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes. That's a terrible, terrible argument. If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You might just be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape, not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow? That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you have know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu? It would be the light, right over here. Click, click. Franziska, if you could take a look at this. Don't you find it a bit suspicious? Not at all. As I thought. For you see, I was merely testing you just now. Oh, I got it wrong? We have no time to waste on your pompous talk, so get on with your explanation already. Okay, I guess it's not the spotlight. I was really sure about that. What cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu? Oh! It's not saying what produced the light for the statue, because it's obviously the spotlight. It's this statue right here. How did they get that particular shape, though? Was it the hand of the statue? Is that why the statue is so high definition, so we can see all of its fingers? That could definitely be it. Here, we'll present the statue. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Is it not possible that it was created by this statue? Also, the statue is in a weird spot. Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct. However, this statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? What is the other part to the real form of the Yatagarasu shadow? Oh, other part? Excuse me? This statue wasn't standing over here, was it? I mean, if you line them up, it certainly could be, because this guy is bent over kind of like the Yatagarasu was. And then if you pose it over the shadow of this, then the hand going down here and the hand going up here, overlaid with this big sword arm, would probably give the impression of the feathery appearance. But it could also be the leaf fountains. I don't think it's going to be that, though, so they didn't call specific attention to it. So we'll try the other statue first. It's another statue? The Yatagarasu's shadow was made from the shadows of these 2 statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in the panic state. Oh, right. Duh. I forget, because I just assumed they had the lighting set up properly. But if the lights were at angles and the shadows were overlapping, not overlapping, but like, I don't remember the word, but the point is these 2 statues are going to have overlapping shadows from across the room, which is a really odd position for the lights, but I suppose it was planned beforehand by someone. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe that the two statues will create the Yatagarasu shadow. Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast shadow of King Primedu in the battlefield, the shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set up a light on the queen who spoke of love to King Primedu, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop of the stage. Aha! So if we were to combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like the Yatagarasu shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Franziska. The way the light needs to be shown on the Queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe the whole of the King's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of it. Only one part? Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the shadow. Why did you say that in the first place? You're right, I apologize. Okay, it's the hand, yeah? Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Shadow looks so much like a Gnarl. You know, it kind of did. I can see... Well, you know, I should probably refresh my end, because my end has a bit of delay, because I'm still looking at the old shadow on my end. I said my end like 5 times. Sorry about that. But yeah, it definitely does. Here. There we go, now mine's refreshed. That's right. It can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Franziska... Oh, Franziska, can we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the Queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's... No, the culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. I feel like I'm reading the character's lines at the wrong time, or with the wrong voice. Did I do that a few times in a row? I might have. Anyways. And then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu's shadow had vanished, which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. Okay. So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabast tonight. The only country that the thief visited was Babel, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabast. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. If I had to guess, I'd say Manny Kochin. Where is he? That's Manny. Where is Manny? Is Manny not in here? Oh, probably because he's... Oh, no, there he is. I think Manny is a good contender for the accomplice, because he needs to die over there, and being the accomplice to the Yatagarasu is a good reason to get him killed. But then why would he have the key in his pocket if that was the case? I'm not sure. I think this is a bit of a bit too early to guess who it is. I sense that the biggest clue to solving this case is the existence of this accomplice. Investigation complete. Health refilled. Oh, who's this? How's the investigation going? Who is this? Oh, it's Bad. Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. My only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We are here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So, if you please. When people heard of the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, "I'm telling ya, I'm a genuine international journalist." Oh, it's Lotta Hart. We saw her earlier, and I didn't get to talk to her, so I thought she just showed up as a cameo. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. Oh, okay, so the coat just straight up got thrown out the window, over the wall. Right? Or I guess it didn't necessarily have to go out the window, but that's probably the most likely answer. And it might have ended up in the pool. What in the world? The Yata-Garasu is flying through the air. The times, they are a-changin'. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after that fire. Okay, the spotlights are still on. That's interesting. The blur in this picture took off from the Babylonis embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabast. This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Oh, don't remind me, Edgeworth. I was trying not to think of that one. Okay, I thought he was going to bring up the other one. A bit of background information. There are, 2, I believe, cases prior to this where someone claims to have flown. Or not claims to have flown, but is accused of having flown to commit a crime. One of them was just Larry being Larry. The other one is the absolute worst case in the series. Quite terrible. I don't want to think about that one again. Now then, how's it gonna turn out this time? I assume that it's just the coat of the arsonist that got thrown out the window. Because there doesn't seem to be anything here that could zipline it across. I mean, I guess unless the passion flowers, or like you said, somehow has something to do with it, but I highly doubt it. Because the only thing important here is the hairband, I think. Not the hairband, the stick that goes in your hair. Anyways. Oh yeah, Francisco was there for that case with the flying person. Actually, come to think of it, I have come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Oh, right, I forgot. Edgeworth wasn't actually there for the first one. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I to take up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yata-Garasu took off from the Babylonis embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babel investigation for a bit. Alright. Okay, well, I suppose we'll be back here later. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's go back to our investigation. Yes, let's. Alright. Are we going to be running back and forth multiple times, I wonder? Has anything in this room changed? Does it look like it? Oh, the body's been removed. That's new. To think that after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Ah, hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Polino, but I have yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yata-Garasu. Well, let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yata-Garasu. The real Yata-Garasu is a noble vigilante who is only out to steal the truth. Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Polino, actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure. Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it will bring a smile to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Polino. You're a total gentleman. Ha ha ha! Oh, you don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Polino! Was that supposed to have a follow-up? Strange. You get this for gameplay for the character to be running? It feels goofy for the prosecutor to be running around? Oh, it absolutely does. How to say this? So one of the notable things about this game is that, or in the base games, Phoenix is constantly running around. You don't actually see him around because from a first-person perspective. But he has to go around and investigate everything by himself because the courts are effectively stacked against private defense attorneys because the prosecution does not have to share any evidence with them prior to the trial occurring. So he has to do investigations by himself. And the only reason I think Edgeworth has to investigate himself here is because this is an international incident. Actually, I think most things in this game have been an international incident or directly involving him. So I'm wondering how they're going to spin that in the sequel to this. Because realistically, he should not be running around like this. He doesn't in the main games. At least not to my knowledge. Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the statue of this room before and after the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that person I was chasing was Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it! That woman is also definitely Mr. Cochin's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from the Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? Oh, he's taking part in the investigation too? Yes. He's been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years. Uncle Bad? Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? This kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. Doesn't the mystery guy look like the one the guy in this room is wearing? Let me look, I have the photo still. No, the guy in this room was wearing a three-piece suit. He most certainly could have been wearing the coat, though, because she said she chased someone into this room. But the current theory I'm working with is that Cochin was already dead because he was killed in the other building, which means the only other two people we could reasonably suspect at the moment would be Sheena, which would be a bit of an odd twist, since she hasn't been presented as especially suspicious so far, or Paulino. Though I suppose the coat could be Cochin's overcoat. It would fit the colors. I'm not sure. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Alright, let's go check that window. Let's see. You can see the Alabastian embassy through this window. So, where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? Ah, you can see it from here. I was there on the 5th floor. That's where Damask II was killed. What? You don't mean the Mask Star Damask II? Ah, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this. Even though Damask II was merely an imposter of the original? Okay, nothing there. Anything on the desk? I see there's some of that special ink. It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. Okay, ink, book, and chair seem to be important things. Oh, the drawer's empty too. I didn't even notice it until just now. There's a bottle of Babyliss ink on Mr. Cochin's desk. And it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Paulino, it looks like your precious Babyliss ink is alright after all. What? That's odd. Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Oh, well, yeah, it's made of the super flammable oil that burns green, yeah? Okay, I'll have to talk to him in a second. So let's finish investigating this. The drawer is empty. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire. But it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit. Suppose we really should take a look. Oh, okay, it's not empty. Ooh, what's this? This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. Really? That's all it is a notepad? Okay, well, what's this document? It seems that the contents of this drawer survived the fire rather well. Now that's a sturdy desk. I guess that's the value of solid wood construction. Let's see if there's anything useful left in here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, really? Not that. Huh. I really would have thought there was something in there. Anyway, what's this book? It looks like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them. Oh, it's not a book. It's a bunch of... it's a bunch of flyers. Babbel sure gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. I could call it the Great Thief Coupon. And what kind of discount would that net you? The 5-finger kind, what else? And I'd steal an extra thing or two for the bearer. Things such as... Such as the truth! What else would I steal? What I wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right now. Okay, well, what's this on the side? Oh, that's just the sliding mechanism for the drawer. Let's go talk to the ambassador. Now then, ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babbelese embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was. Oh, wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja show. Ah, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammin' Ninja show was the second one of the nights? Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make a reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires, when the 4th and 5th floors were put out. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first was put out. This is... Okay, I'm starting to actually get lost into this. So then, what was the extent of the damage on in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above that caused it. That's... how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck. In my office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polino. Oh, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and your whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions or whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well, let's see. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. So what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Which is why both the Primadou statue and the Babbelese knife set are down here. I see. I had not even thought of that before. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? Ah, about that, I kinda forgot to clean the ashes out. Haha, I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to angry at me. Did you cause the fire? An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger? Oh, he was very good at being mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babbly's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around. Alright. Well, that's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do. Ooh. Oh, first yawn. There he goes. Being an ambassador and all. And how in the afternoon? Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater, because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. Does the ink on the wall explain the green light with the shadow at the podium? I don't think that's it. Because the green light comes from burning the ink, and the light on the podium came from the spotlight. So I think we're either going to get another room to investigate, which is going to be a huge hassle if there is, or it's just going to be talking about how the bottle on the desk is sealed, but it shouldn't be. It could go either way. I'm not sure yet, though. Because we certainly have not seen a fireplace that has ink on the back of it yet. Unless it's in this room, I suppose, but I haven't checked the fireplace yet. It was a fantastic photo for the three of us. Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jammin Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. Wasn't the fire upstairs during the podium incident? I think the stage play was still going on, because they said they don't... Oh, actually? No, I think you might have been right. Does the log go that far back? I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to go that far back. Okay. Well, he'll probably clarify once we get to... Well, once we finish this conversation. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, no. The fire upstairs was during the Steel Samurai show, yeah, because the fire that everyone saw occurred whenever everyone was outside in the Rose Garden, and the second fire was the one in this room. If there was anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? Okay, let's ask about the ink next. I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, but when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all. The fire was green. What was the cause? Well, wood crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Babbly's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out that there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught fire in here? Yeah, what? What? Okay, let's check the fireplace. Is there something in there? A fireplace, huh? So Babble's office has them too. 2. There's a fireplace in the relatively same location in the Alabastion office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You could climb up inside and we can play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot? I think not. You really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright. What could burn in here? I'm taking a look around. I don't see anything in particular that would burn green. Okay, we can check the desk again. It's the desk and the safe again, I suppose. We'll start with the safe. The safe wasn't open at the time of the fire. You could tell because the inside wasn't burnt, right? Yes, and thanks to the safe's fire resistance, the smuggling evidence was preserved. Aren't safes great? They always hold the wonderful promises of treasures within. Well, this one certainly did have a few inside. Well, you know, I was about to bring up that the safe absolutely would not protect things in this case of fire. But considering how intact this room is, I suppose it wasn't actually a very big one. I mean, I guess we can't see the roof, but it doesn't look to be especially impactful. So now, what did I miss in here? Oh, the phone. Duh. So, I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh? Well, what did you imagine them to look like? I thought that Babbles would have like a flower and the receiver would be a butterfly. That way, it looked like the butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower base. If any country had a flower phone, it would be Alabast, don't you think? Oh, then maybe the phone I envisioned would have been the one from when they were Codopia? There's really no point in asking me about something that never existed in the first place. You know what you lack, Mr. Edgeworth? Curiosity and imagination. What? Okay. I'm going to check the chair now, but why do they let me open the drawer if there's not going to be anything of use in it? That looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting in it? No, I'd rather not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes. That's because I'm a prosecutor and it's part of my job to examine things. And my job is to be a great thief. Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch things. Okay, why am I allowed to open the drawer? That seems misleading. There's only one other thing here that I can check, so I'm going to check it. But I'm still really thrown off by that drawer. There's only one book left standing here. Treasures of the World. Wait, what? Let me see that. I see. Ah! The most important part was blackened by the fire. Why, cruel fate, why? It looks like the map of where the treasures are located has been burnt. Alright. Do I have any puzzle pieces I can use? I don't think these two connect, but I'll try it just in case. I don't think there's a punishment. Oh, I do lose HP if it's wrong. So do I want to do this? Undergoing renovations. And the fireplace on the other side connects to the neighboring room. I'm not gonna... I'll check it around the room one more time. Do I have anything I can present to the ambassador? Oh, that was the wrong button. I had to skip through all this now. Could there be another side to the fireplace? That's what I was thinking. Which is why if I don't find anything in this dialogue here, I'm going to try and slap those puzzle pieces together. Because if there's renovations going on, they would definitely know about the fireplace secret. So let's see. The pick seems relevant here, but we'll try just in case. Okay, it's wrong. And the other thing I wanted to check. Do I have an entry for the fireplace? Oh, I don't. In that case, let's immediately try and slap those puzzle pieces together. Okay, nope, they're not. I thought as much. In that case, that means I'm missing something around here in the investigation. It appears that Mr. Cochin's body has been taken in for an autopsy. The white outline is all that's left to tell the tale of his murder. Alright. Can I investigate the statue yet? So, this is the real Primadew statue. This is really valuable, right? That's what they say. Okay, you're not seriously considering the theft of this statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue is worth. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Huh, and there's really nothing with the window or this fireplace right now. Was there really nothing on this desk? Can I just like scroll back and forth or something? Oh, duh. I completely forgot in a core game mechanic, I have to present evidence on the thing I'm investigating. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so the two things of note here are the weird shaped notepad and the the sealed bottle of ink. Let's take a look in here. Do we have anything that correlates to that strange notepad? It's not the shape for counterfeit bills. Ah, here it is. Found it. It's Damask's note. Why did he use such a strange paper? Did he want to get caught? Or does this have some specific use that I'm not sure of? The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah, yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. It was an oil on fire that was in the room, right? Yeah, that's what we're saying. Is that when he came into this room, there was an oil fire burning. Yes, I do. But you do seem quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Polino, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case... Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alabast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II. Damask II? Then this note... Yes. It was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask II to steal the Primadew statue. What? Manny tried to steal Alabast's Primadew statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were written by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. If it's an oil fire, it must have been a small one, since gold melts in the temperature of an oil fire. It probably isn't relevant, but I thought it would be interesting. Okay. Well, I do agree that I think it's a small fire. I think the most likely thing that happened was that ashes from the fireplace were used to start the big fire that was seen from the outside, and then the door specifically was blocked off with a bottle of ink, which is why it looked like a different color from the two sides. I suppose he probably just did it to buy time to escape. Probably through the fireplace, and then he threw... Oh, that's it. He probably threw the coat out the window, and probably landed in the pool or the roses, and then he went through the fireplace. Okay. There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. Alright, time to go back over here and talk to him again. A job for Damask II. I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damask II. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's event. But because of the Adagracio and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? Haha. I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, Babel's statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Cochin know that about Babel's Primadou statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Oh, second yawn, that one came quick. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, "Let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Kidopia." At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious. Mr. Cochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all of that to ensure that you are the next Kidopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? Well, that's probably because you give him a lot of freedom to do his smuggling ring. He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard, but I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness. Oh, hey, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested? Yep, I got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow. You two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right? Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answer to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner that you can trust. Haha, you bet. So, what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yes? That gadget. Mr. Thief, is it? The thing you call your secret weapon. Oh, you mean Little Thief! Heh, you're coming to rely on it, aren't you? Oh! Oh, I remember this thing existing. Okay, so she has this little magical girl tool, and when she pulls it out, it projects a hologram over the room that shows its previous state, but only if you have information about what its previous state was. It's really weird, but I suppose it's somewhat fitting, because, to my knowledge, this game is happening like right in the middle of the main timeline, which is when technology started going from 90s to slightly sci-fi. Yeah, okay. I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered in the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it. Alright, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares a wing. One alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood! Alright, here we are, projection time. It seems that there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route the person Kay saw used as well. Oh! The oil from the fireplace. They got spilled on the back of it. The reason it's not there might be because it's still rotated the other way around. Oh! What is this? Is this some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted. Really? This certainly is one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. Ahem. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Okay, let's see. So, missing knife. The clock was moved, which is interesting. There was a fire. There was a stack of pamphlets that had yet to be burned. The window, like the curtain, the flag, and the chair had yet to be burned. and surprisingly nothing about the fireplace. Huh. Let's see. Oh, this is the same dialogue from last time. Okay. In that case, let's start with the grandfather clock. This grandfather clock was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to the staff member, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that, most likely, it was moved by someone during the fire. Oh, it could be a chunk of curtain flying outside. That is... Yeah, I kept thinking that maybe they threw their coat, but that would make a lot more sense. Especially because if it was on fire, it would not have much of it left. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming. Huh? Oh, that's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanism or something. Ambassador Polino, may we take a look inside the clock? Oh, sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of the clock. Yes, sir. I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire. So this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was a long length of wire doing inside of this clock in the first place? Oh! Someone hid it inside at some point? Yeah, so this wire is the thing that was used to transfer the cloth, whatever it ends up being, from one side to the other. I still don't know what it was tied to on the other end, though. Because the only thing I can really think of would be the passion flowers. I guess that would be strong enough to carry it. It's hard to say so far right now. But yeah, the wire was used to transfer the supposed Yatagarasu across to cover tracks, not to create a distraction. Wire. Okay, found inside the grandfather lock. Why would someone do this? There's such a valuable clock. It sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polino that put the wire inside there. Then perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did it. Alright. Can I inspect the fan that's fallen? Not quite. Oh, I can. It's the charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan. Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music. But, what? No. I believe you were thinking of a musical mobile for babies. Yeah, that's it. But they're nothing alike. They're totally alike. They spin those babies right around like a record. I see. I guess I can see how you might think that. Alright, fan's not important. What is important are these little... Nope, that's the wrong button. I do not want to inspect the safe. I want to inspect the flyers. So, Babel is really pushing their tourism industry, huh? Yes, it would appear that way. You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case? Do you already have a destination in mind? Well, ideally, I'd like to go somewhere where I can continue my thief training. Well, if you want to learn the fine art of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jamma Ninja TV show. Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth. I can't believe she took me seriously. Okay, how about the missing knife? Are we gonna get anything out of that? It looks like one of Babel's knives was already missing before the fire began. So it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away. The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle from the real murder weapon. And Babel's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babel, don't you think? I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babel's woes. Oh, can I inspect the desk as it is now? Or is this just a chair? I hope it's a full desk. That looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting in it? No, I'd better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Oh, wait, but... Oh, no, this is the same as earlier. Huh. Well, let's check the window. Oh, is it the same again? It is. Okay. Man, was it like this for all these other sections like this? What the hell? Do I have any puzzle pieces? No, I don't. Suppose we can inspect the fire. These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Polino saw. With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay, by the time you came to this room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire died out or something by the time. Then this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor, until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir and babble, I suppose. I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way. And since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. Well, that's yawn number 3. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course. I knew it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Kochin's killer. That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you, and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here. Okay, then maybe the Great Fire was where it was to prevent... anyone to come in... Bleh. Okay, then maybe the Green Fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in? I think I still said that weird. But then, why did that person set on... What did the person set on fire to make the green flames? Well, whatever it was that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire. And since the fire is green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, and I do believe that what you are thinking is exactly why these flames are green. Okay, it is the... Oh wait, did it want me to submit the ink, or did it want me to submit the lantern? Which fire-related piece of evidence burns the same color? I'm going to assume they mean the lantern, but they probably would accept both. This silhouette lantern. Its green flame comes from the white witch crystal oil it's burning. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by witch crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there is only one other thing made from witch crystal oil. Oh, you mean that thing that Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right? Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing that was made from wood crystal oil that Ambassador Polino was mistaken about. Babli's ink is made from wood crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Babli's ink. Because we found the ink Mr. Kochin used on this desk, right? Yes. However, we know that Mr. Kochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames. Oh yeah! I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. Wait. Was he burning fake money? Is that where he's going with this? Heh. It would appear that I finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. Oh, okay. You know, I really didn't see that one coming. But it would make sense. If people are trying to come into his office while he has a bunch of counterfeit bills, he would want to get rid of them. Oh, I'm going to drink some water. But I must admit, I completely forgot that there were even bills in this facility. Because they hadn't showed up at all. What would consume that great a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhangfa. Okay, so it's not an oil fire, it's just a paper fire that's been colored by oil. You're kidding! You're saying that it was Mr. Kochin who made the counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Babel's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Kochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Oh, why, yes, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Yes, I suppose so. We've caused quite a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Kochin and concealed his crimes. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. Okay. Do I need to go speak to him, or do I have a new puzzle piece? I don't think I have a new one. Nope, that went straight into my inventory. What do we check next? I don't have the ability to pull out evidence here right now. Wait, what's this behind the chair? Oh, that's this chair knocked over. Okay. Can I check the desk in its previous state? It appears the desk is largely unchanged from before the fire. Yeah, just kind of a little burnt, that's all. It's a very fine desk. I'm sure that even now it's still usable. If it's that great, why don't you trade your desk with it? No. It was just a suggestion. You don't have to get all monosyllabic on me, you know? Yeah, there's no way paper fires get that hot. And no gold melting in oils, yep. What else in this room is there to check? Do I just need to go and speak to him? Edward did say he was going to investigate him. So we can present the fake money. I can't believe that Babbly's ink was being used in such an evil scheme. And if people were to find out, that would really tarnish the global image of Babble. Ah, this is really bad. Really, really bad. Oh, Babble's in a bind now. Oh. Is it just me, or did his words not match his facial expressions? Okay. Do you have anything to say about... Actually, I don't know what else. Spilled Babbly's ink onto the back wall while burning files on a fireplace. Okay, do you have anything to say about this? Everything this morning happened exactly as I said it did in my statement. Manny and I wanted to do a photo shoot with the Gemma Ninja, so we tidied his office. That's it, about it. I can't think of anything else of interest. If this guy is to be believed, an ambassador's only job consists of wasting time. Okay, well I suppose we can show the pick and the perfume, just because I'm running out of stuff. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there either. Where does this game want me to go from here? Let's see, I've inspected that. Oh, I suppose I haven't inspected the statue, have I? So, by this time, the Prima statues have already been swapped, right? They must have been, as this one is covered in soot. What lousy timing! And just as the two countries were about to become friends again, too. It would have been better if they had stolen it. If I had stolen it, than for it to have gotten caught in that fire. Okay, I think I understand your sentiment. However, if you were to engage in theft, I can't look the other way, right? If you could please stop stealing my lines. Huh. Okay, Gumshoe, do you have anything to say? Detective, you took part in the initial Babble investigation, correct? Yep, sure did. Helped out of both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First, I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. Oh, Gumshoe. Never use the elevator when the building's on fire. That's a terrible idea. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burnt to a crisp. Wait! That's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh? Maybe someone wrote in a fit of panic? Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came into the Babbly's embassy at all? I didn't personally. And the other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu were spotted in Alabast. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babel, which caused some panic. So, no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babel? Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. Well, that's not enough to make a positive idea, you know. Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more. A person in a long coat. Sounds like the exact same person I saw. The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabast was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babel is also a suspect. You can't be serious! Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto you. So, the Yatagarasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Kochin, and then disappeared. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu? I did, but, well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with and was lost for a while there. You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were here to guard, Detective? I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But, you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue. Oh? Is that a fact? Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around in the third-floor hallways, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away. Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Cochin's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could. And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. He covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did. I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her here. Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. Oh! That's important. Yep, puzzle piece acquired. That's going to solve everything. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier. Well, she apparently helped out in putting out the first fire. Then, during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu. She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir? I've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Polino about it. Oh, they're not letting me do the puzzle, okay. Ambassador Polino, there's something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office. It appears to me to be very similar to the Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even when where the art is located is the same. As my room is currently under renovation, we worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babel's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it? Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Ah, here we are, puzzle time. Let's complete this investigation. So, first of all, we gotta do bilateral symmetry and connected fireplaces. Go. Boom. Ow. The Alabastian and Babel east sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? Sounds like something out of a ninja house. Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? The embassy holds that kind of a secret? There seems to be a lot in this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room. What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed. And my first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace. And it looks like just another fireplace, though, doesn't it? Oh, there is an X in the back of it. Why didn't they show me that before? How do you turn it again? In Alabast, I just had to push where the X was on the far side of the fireplace. Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it. Hey, you scared me, sir. There's something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. Huh? But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? Well, it's the fact that there is no ink on it, yeah? Where is the testimony? Here it is. This points out exactly... Oh. No, it's the wrong one? Okay. Huh. In that case, what is it? Let me look at my evidence. You noticed the exit early on, but that wasn't relevant? Yeah. Okay, so it looks like this spot that I'm clicking on is specifically about the X, not the whole fireplace. Is there a way I can click on the whole fireplace? Is that what I just did? Spilled Pebbly's ink on the back wall while burning fire walls. Left ashes there. Oh, there's no ashes down here, right? All I see inside this fireplace is starter wood. Huh? That's odd. It doesn't match up with Mr. Polino said earlier. Okay, yep, okay. So they didn't want me to ask, like, point out the missing ink. They wanted me to point out the missing ash? Is that it? That's a bit weird. Ambassador Polino, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry, I admit I'm a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go? Alright, alright. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Polino is lying, do you? No, there's no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong, either. It is the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files and... Sounds like we're pretty much figured everything out now, huh? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us. Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know. There is really no need for you two to dance around in the name of what I'm about to do. Anyways, Sheen, evolving fireplace, and missing ashes. Together. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said that he spilled some Babyliss ink while he was burning the files. And yet, there was not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall, anywhere. Well, then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. Okay, now it's finally in my inventory. That's what I wanted. Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through here? Yes. I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. And after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace. Oh man, they just keep adding more and more puzzle pieces, huh? They're gonna have me sitting here for a while. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route. I have, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. Escape through the fireplace in Sheena's location. If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room. Well, the person who was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir. Yes, Detective. Agent Sheena. Oh, is she gonna get... Okay, investigation complete. Okay. I thought I was gonna be sitting there for a lot longer. It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena as the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room for the next one and instantly accused you. Okay, hold on. Here's my 2 cents on the topic. Sheena is the secretary of Lang. And Lang is an Interpol agent from, what was it called? It's called Zhang Fa, I think? Which is also where the counterfeit bills are being spread. So I think it's likely that Sheena is in on the whole thing. Yeah? Seems reasonable? I think it's reasonable. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Koshin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she's hiding something from us. Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself? No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask II's note. Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade. Of course now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we? Go on, Gummy, you can do it. Alright, I'm going to do it like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective. Oh, wow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn. Oh, there's a coupon on the other side. I suppose that's what they were burning. That's so neat. Now I want to try going through there too. There really is a secret passage through there. I had no idea. It appeared that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Ababalese ink you spilled, Ambassador, is on the wall back there. Okay, here I go, sir. Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer. Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff. And your point is? Now we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through. Yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve, such as the Yadigarasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the two weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't even figured out a single thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies. Mr. Edgeworth, a number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said it's easy if you just follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then, all you'd have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions. Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused, like a laser, on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder that nothing's clicked and why we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Hold on, I need to get more water. Okay, I'm good. Now I should know at this point that although I do intend to do this whole trial, I do have a bit of a limit at 4 hours, and we're a little over halfway there. So we're going to hope we can get to the rest of this, because I would really hate to get stopped right at the end. Okay. And that's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? That is something I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake. Yay! So now it looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir. Yes, I can see that. Good work, Detective. Looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gummy? I'm okay. It's just a bit of ash and dust, that's all. Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black. Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir. I see. Thank you, Detective. You did a fine job. Oh, I see what he's getting at here. Koshin's body is covered in ash and soot. I had assumed this was because he was killed in the other building, brought here, and then the fire just dropped that on him. But he might have just gone through the, what's it called? The fireplace, yeah? Hold on, I need to take off the layer, because it's getting warm in this room. Whoop, there we go. But yeah, so Koshin might have come into this room alive of his own will. And he could well, he did bring the statue in here, we know that. So he came in here, and then someone else came in here, killed him, threw the coat, or the curtain, probably the coat, out the window, using the wire, and then left themselves? Okay. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh, no, sir, I can never. This is just my old coat, sir. It was a coat I actually cared about. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it cleaned, but, you know. I see. Very well, then, as you wish. So, because Gummy was able to climb to the fireplace, we know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we've learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is... I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with a handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take quite a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theatrum Neutralis, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. Oh, to be continued. Okay, in that case, this is probably the second, third? But it seems like we really don't have a lot of pieces, so maybe it's the halfway point. It does say middle still. So I suppose it really is a halfway point. In which case we might not actually make it all the way through today. Agent Lang. Lang Ji says, little cubs never do know the real fury of the elder wolves. Oh man, you have such a weird glasses. It looks straight out of, like, what is it? Spy Kids 3? It looks about the same, actually. And these quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means you'll never really know how angry I can get. Heh. Mr. Prosecutor, the counterfeit bills made with Babyliss ink. They were all Zhang Fa denominations. Yes, so I heard from Miss Von Karma. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zhang Fa is in a financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money, the citizens are also worried. I stake the honor of the House of Lang on this, and have come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. Also, just a note, this guy must have been smuggling so much ink if he can destabilize the entire country's economy. Usually counterfeit bills would just be like wouldn't crash a whole economy, that's to say the least. He'd either have to be doing this for years and years on end, or just have like truckloads full of this stuff. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled in the Zhang Fa. And I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now that I'm called to return home without a single answer, Agent Lang, Don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no. It is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Curses, you fool! Curse your empty brain! Heh. You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I'll take full responsibility for tonight. End of story. Sheena, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Agent Lang? Oh, what did you just say? Hold on. A moment, if you... Hold it! Wolfman the secretary lady, hold it! Objection, pal! Detective Gumshoe. Have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, Detective. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Now, Agent Sheena, I'd like to ask you something, if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Yatagarasu when you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Kochin was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Babel investigation at all, so I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh, that sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. Is she seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day? You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Ha! I should have known that you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Oh? No, they move in sync. I like that. Well, I'll prove her innocent, so let's see what you've got, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. I got thrown off there. He actually called him Edgeworth instead of Mr. Prosecutor. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babel, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume that you've been briefed on Kay's testimony. You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw? That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatagarasu. Pretended? What do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to review what Kay's mystery person did. Kay, if you could please explain for us what the person you were chasing did. Okay, you got it. I first spotted this suspicious individual near the open-air stage on the Babel East side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Yatagarasu. Now, please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatagarasu up to the 3rd floor. Can do. Oh, we got a map, finally. I chased the Yatagarasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Babelese embassy. It was pretty straight chase down the hallway until a sudden turn. The Yatagarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatagarasu run into Mr. Kochin's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... I'm still not screaming. Who's there? By the time I had turned on the lights, the Yatagarasu had disappeared. When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? Do not say they flew. The person slipped through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person did not escape through that door. Oh? How do you know that with such certainty? That's easy. If the Yatagarasu had left through that door, they would have run right into this person. It was Gumshoe, right? I think so. This. Oh, no, it's not Gumshoe? Okay, I guess he just came a little bit later. In that case, it's Sheena herself. There she is. Your answer is Sheena? Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Yatagarasu had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Kochin's body, the Yatagarasu would have run right into Agent Sheena, who was in the next room door over. Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see, therefore the Yatagarasu could not have escaped through the door. It just means that the creep slipped out before Sheena made it out into the hallway. I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway. A certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at the time? Oh, me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream... I I ran towards Mr. Cochin's office from the opposite direction of Agent Sheena, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a viable route. Ugh. Ugh. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened. Yes. I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well. Of yet another possible escape route the Yata-Garasu could have taken. Haha. Oh, I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you were trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's about time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the Babel East side is known only to 4 people, and if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Huh. Well, no matter. I figured you all out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture of said escape route exists, are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yata-Garasu's escape? I guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I know now that to be impossible. Now I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly. Ugh, of course I know that. That's bloody common sense. Besides, I never said I thought the photo to be of Yata-Garasu's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. The shadow in this photo is not the Yata-Garasu that Kay was chasing after. You can say whatever you'd like in whatever language you want, but there's only one language I really understand. The language of evidence. Yeah, very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in the photo. Are we going straight to the string? I would think so. Just I want to double check. Okay, it seems to be the string. Right? Oh, it's not. Okay. I'm just thinking too far ahead then. Proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in the photo. Okay. Well, in the photo, if we take a look, it's just a little bit of black cloth, or shadowy cloth, flying over the courtroom prior to the fires, I believe. Is it that 2 fires broke out in Babel today? The first... Oh, this is a document. Okay, I thought it was a photo. The first fire at the Babelese embassy occurred during the Jammin' Ninja show. The fire occurred on the 4th and 5th floors, and it took until the end of the show to put the fire out. The second fire at the Babelese embassy occurred after the Jammin' Ninja show, on the 3rd floor. Okay. Is there anything in the windows here? No, there's not. In that case, where does it want me to go with this? How about... It's not the testimony, not the fountain, or the perfume, or the pick. Oh, is that the Jammin' Ninja's pick? I just realized, because he's here. Okay, you know, that makes a lot of sense. But what evidence do we have specifically to point that it's not the person in the photo? Can I present a person right now? No, I cannot present a person right now. Proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as in the photo. Is it the body, perhaps? No. Okay, we'll go through them one by one, as usual. It's not the badge. It's not the embassy guide, right? Oh, wrong button. Nope. Not the statue. Not the body. Not the knife. Not the second knife. It shouldn't be the document. Yeah, not the document. Not the knife handle. Not the ink. Not the bills. Not the passion flowers. Not the spear. Why is the spear still relevant? Oh, it's great, because it has the, it's proof that someone didn't watch the show. Not the note, I believe. Is it? Proof that the person that Kay saw is not the one in the photo. I don't think the note's it. Oh, also, why is there no music during the section? There usually is. Was used as a weapon. Yeah, well, that's not it. Silhouette lantern. It's not the photo itself, right? That'd be kind of silly. I think I might just have to take a shot in the dark. Because the only thing I could possibly argue is that it's the Fires photo. Oh, it is the Fires photo. Okay. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo is not the Yggdrasil Kay saw. Kay spotted the Yggdrasil headed for the 3rd floor during the 2nd fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the 1st fire. Yeah, way to go! That's twice you've bit him in the butt now. Hey, we're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is, and how the Yggdrasil escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? What exactly happens when you run out of health? It depends on the game. In most of them, it just sends you back to the last time that you saved the game. But in the newer games, like the ones that came out on the DS, it sends you back to what the game considers the most relevant recent point. So it's not anything too bad, there's no punishment for it, but it certainly is a blow to my pride because I don't fail at these games too often. I think the amount of times I failed in the other games I played can probably be counted on one hand, but those times were really rough. I was here for like 20 to 30 minutes each time I died, trying to figure out how to not die. Well, you don't actually die. Oh, I guess technically, in the 2nd and 3rd game, there are times where you would actually die if you run out of health because of the supernatural aspects, but they don't have like a scene where you end up dying. The only time dying or running out of HP is significant is at the end of certain games where there's a bad ending. But I think they only did that once, maybe twice. Now, regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it quite means. Ha! As I thought. However, the Yggdrasil's escape route, now that I can answer. You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on, enlighten me. Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabastian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the Babylese side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheena, explained it in my stead? Sheena's my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look at her in the eye and call myself her boss? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Sheena, you've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Alright, if you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent Sheena and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babylese embassy? During the first Babylese fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yggdrasil that had appeared in Babel. You're going real slow with your dialogue. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that that girl's Yatagarasu even exists. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Kochin's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Oh man, I had something in my throat just now. Just to confirm, did you have a partner with you when you were on your investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct? Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic. And it wasn't when Agent Sheena tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale? And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner? Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation. Although, I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. Then you should apologize right now for making Kay out to be a killer, pal. I'm sorry. Sheena, you apologize too. I'm sorry. But it's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in Sheena. Then, let's put that to the test and see if she really is worthy of your trust. Heh. This promises to be interesting. Is she just gonna flee? That's the vibe she's giving off right now. Okay, so during the first fire, you're hoping to put it out. That is completely fine. And during the second fire, you were searching for the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babel. I might have to press that, because I don't know why you'd be... Well, actually, I guess they did run over here, huh? While you were searching, you heard a scream coming from the next room over. And although you were in the next room, you were unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. I'm going to press that, because that seems like a weird statement. You were unable to catch even a glimpse, despite being in the next room? Is that true? I really hate to repeat myself. I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you are not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you calling Sheena's testimony a lie? Agent Lang, I'm talking with Agent Sheena right now. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with your superfluous comments. You know, I feel kind of bad for him. I understand his pain at watching one of his subordinates being accused. However, I cannot turn my eyes from the truth. Lang, I'm alright. And as for you, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me. And why is that? You're skeptical of the girl's Yatagarasu even exists. Before I press that, is there anything I could present to that? Because we're saving the fireplace for now. I don't think at the moment there is. We might be able to present the wire after we press her. Are you throwing Kay's words into doubt again? Well, she does claim to be the Yatagarasu, right? And she did try to chase down the Yatagarasu despite being just an average citizen. Actually, she came here with the goal of capturing the fake Yatagarasu. That's right, which is why I would never lie about anything related to the Yatagarasu. And I suppose you have proof of that somewhere? Not quite, but even without any, I have people who believe in me, and that's enough. I see. Kay's testimony is without flaw, but as for yours... Well, let's just say that I find your testimony to be a bit suspicious. There seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony. Oh, is this the looping dialogue? Oh, then why don't you show her using what we found out using Little Thief? Heh, I will in due time. The escape route in the Yatagarasu that Kay was in pursuit of. If it turns out that it really does lead right back to Agent Sheena, then what is it that she's keeping from us right now? Okay, this is interesting. Do I just have to press the other ones? This doesn't seem like a press everything situation. And then Edgeworth seems to be hinting that we don't want to talk about the fireplace quite yet. You're skeptical that the Yatagarasu even exists. And you didn't catch a glimpse even though you were in the next room. Do I have a map in here in my inventory? No. I'm gonna try using the revolving fireplace, even though it seems to be telling me not to do that. And if this isn't it, I'm just gonna press the other statements. Okay, it is this. Being in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office is the problem with your testimony. Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered in the Alabastian office fireplace? Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects with the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabasta isn't the only country with a secret connecting the fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Cochin's room also holds the exact same secret. But what? The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Now, do you see? If the Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room, the thief would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Sheena? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one that Kay saw in the coat. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran to Mr. Cochin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Sheena. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? Wait a second. Is this Callisto in disguise? I thought that earlier, but I had kind of brushed off because they looked so different. Sheena? Oh, it is Callisto. Oh, she's gonna laugh so much. Now, here's the question. Has this been Callisto U the whole time? Or is it just a replacement right now? That laugh. I remember this irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be, but it has to be. Sheena, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors of this country really are also very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? Ooh, you think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of your voice you're taking with me right now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose, and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here is your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Babel was used recently. It's just the same piece of evidence again, right? I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Pelino's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Kochin. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been here. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up. Unfortunately for you, Ambassador, Pelino said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Kochin's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? Ashes proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at the crime scene or in court. Let's finish this right here and now. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Oh, she's absolutely running. 100%. In my eyes, all you've done is prove that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace now, can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Kochin's office. And there you have it, my counter-argument. That's very impressive. She has seen through the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. In this chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Sheena, please, show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry, this will be the deciding match. You'll see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply can't allow her to escape me again. Very well, Agent Sheena. Shall we begin? Phew, I'm ready whenever you are. Now then, where do we start with this? I proved the rotating fireplace was used, but I can't prove that it's the Yatagarasu who used it. So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? We've already finished the third investigation, not found a single suspicious thing in Mr. Kochin's office. Okay, so immediately a few things come to mind. So in the office, there's the wire, which is suspicious. What was it? There was something. The money was burnt. That was the other thing, yeah. But I don't think either of those are what we want to bring up right now. In that case, let's start by pressing these last two statements. So, Interpol has finished examining the entire Babylese embassy? Yes, the investigators who weren't allowed into the Alabast were incredibly helpful. They all put in great efforts to search for any sign of the Yatagarasu. And yet, despite all that effort, it appears that they failed to notice the lack of ash in the office fireplace. Furthermore, you were the one who inspected the room next to Mr. Cochin's, correct? I didn't notice the ash in the fireplace of that room, and for that, I am sorry. You don't need to apologize, Sheena. As your boss, your mistakes are my mistakes. So allow me to apologize for you. I'm sorry. You know, maybe this guy's not such a bad guy after all. He apologizes for his subordinates and everything. What a great boss. Are you saying that I don't do anything for my own subordinates? No, nothing of the sort, sir. You're someone I really respect, sir, even if you are a bit too strict sometimes. That is only a problem on your end. Wow, way to be super hard on him in response. Am I really too strict on everyone? Anyway, Sheena, you didn't find anything in Mr. Cochin's office, right? That's right. We finished our investigation. We found not a single suspicious thing in the office. So you really didn't find anything? Yes, as I said, not one suspicious thing. Although, as you already know, we did find the Yatagarasu's key in the document detailing the smuggling operation. But we still haven't found the blade that belongs to the Babalese knife handle yet. Ha, you see? My subordinates worked hard to investigate everything. So there was nothing else to find, alright? Oh, wow, Agent Lang really sticks up for his people. Oh? What's this? Lang Ji says, all men are brothers, and friends become family. Huh. So you see, my people are my family, and their families are my family too. That's a rather large family you have there. Yes, but as we all know, there's always one black sheep in any family. And though it pains me, Agent Lang, you will know the black sheep in your family. So, do you actually have any proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace passageway? No, I haven't found any yet. Then what are you going to do? There's no need to worry, because there's a loophole in this Interpol agent's argument we can exploit first. Alright, in that case, we can just submit the wire, right? Huh. While you say that you and your agents have finished your thorough investigation, are you absolutely certain that you didn't overlook anything? Well, aren't we full of surprise? Aren't we full of ourselves, standing there insulting Interpol agents? You'd better not be insinuating that my men are incompetent, Mr. Prosecutor. I never do that. However, it doesn't change the fact that they did overlook something. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. And what exactly is that supposed to mean? A length of wire? So what about it? You know, I'll tell you what. We found this in the Babalese embassy not long ago. What? And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office. You found that at the scene of Mr. Cochin's murder? But this wire wasn't all we found. We found one other very important thing. There's more! In Mr. Cochin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there. Oh? What in the... Ah, yeah! Oh, that was a long pause. That evidence was something you found through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see? So there was nothing in that office, nothing you can call evidence anyway. I'm sorry, but I seem to have given you the wrong impression. How so? I don't recall saying that I was presenting evidence of any sort, but rather I was pointing out that your investigation was incomplete, and that this throws doubt into the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. Okay, then what is it going to be? The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Sheena, and it is not possible that is it not possible that the reason the person K was chasing chose the 3rd floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent Sheena was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K. In that case, there is one location that no one has yet to inspect. Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location. The elevator, perhaps? Okay, I'll go check it right now, sir. Be right back. We already went over that area with a fine-toothed comb. Okay, no. I was thinking the elevator because earlier Gumshoe was talking about how someone had gotten into the elevator, but I suppose that's not quite it. And I've heard their extensively detailed report about that area as well. I have also heard that the reports. Actually, thinking back on it, I checked out that area pretty well already, too. I guess that means we really don't need to check that area anymore, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, if that is everyone's opinion, then I suppose not. Aha! What happened to trusting in your instinct? She does have me there. Oh, in that case, it's simply the room that she was in. Because she was the only one who checked it out, and we didn't get to go look in it at all. So if we look in here, we should see the coat that she took off that was covered in ashes. Unless she threw it out the window. The location, Agent Sheena, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe this room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out the room next to the office. Well, this is a bit awkward. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think that Miss Sheena is the Yatagarasu? Yes. If my logic is sound, I believe she is. Then I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. But can you really prove that she's the Yatagarasu is the question. If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to. And just what are you hoping he'll find? Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier. An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu. And what did you find out by doing that? First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Babyliss ink. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not that much anyway. Not worth that much anyway. But is it really worth so little? I believe that's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir. Oh? So, what are these things that you found? Things plural? I thought it was just going to be the coat. What else did you find? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. Oh, right. I brought up the ashes, not the soot fingerprints earlier. But I suppose it would also apply to footprints. You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing. Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent Sheena, were these pieces of evidence not in that room that you examined when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Aww. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now? These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission. I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say, let them look at your stuff, Sheena. Lang? Sheena, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let's begin. So, let's see. I would like to check the coat, please. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir. It appears that you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent Sheena, the Yatagarasu that the K saw was wearing a coat, and I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when he went through the fireplace. Ah, haha, no, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. And what about this dark substance around the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with the soot from when I was helping with the fire. You wish you had a coat that cool? I think most people wish we had a coat that cool. Because these big trench coats really are fantastic. You can wear them unbuttoned, you can wear them buttoned up, you can even wear it with a little neck warmer, and it still looks fantastic. I've actually considered getting one, because it would actually be appropriate for the weather. But it's not like I have anything that goes with it, so I haven't. And I probably won't. You think so? Oh, wait, don't... It would fit so well with the cosplay you've been wanting to make? Ooh, what are you trying to do? I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can... What? How? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Also, I apologize if I sound like I'm starting to space a bit. I am getting a bit tired. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat. This is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. My friends want to do a matching cosplay of Six and Mono from Little Nightmares. Oh, that's nice. I haven't personally played Little Nightmares, but I've seen artwork of it, and it looks very charming. And I know the characters you're referring to. I had been hoping to find the coat that the person K saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what that dark substance on the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you can do that? Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of the coat. It's the ink. The Babyliss ink? Yes, this is what will prove that the coat went through the fireplace. According to the Ambassador Polino, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You'd highly recommend Little Nightmare games? You're quite biased. Alright. I'll probably check them out. I don't know if I'll do them here, though. Probably on my own time. Because I already have quite a few things planned to do here. You told us about that already. So I don't really see the point in mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at the time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Babyliss ink, it would prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this is Babyliss ink on the coat hem. Oh, but I do. And I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds. How? How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I will prove the dark substance on the coat is Babyliss ink. Burn it, it'll turn green. We can find out whether this is Babyliss ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove it's Babyliss ink? Yes. If you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what the dark substance is. Sheena. Sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Oh my god, she is so running. It just gets more and more obvious as time goes on. Now then, if someone would loan me a lighter or something... Oh, I've got some matches! I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs! Then, if I could please have one, Kay, we can get this experiment underway. The flame! It's the same color as the flame Wit Crystal oil produces, which means Babyliss ink is a product of Wit Crystal oil. You love extreme random arsony games? Yep, it certainly can be entertaining. And when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I personally find that has a great comedic value. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasu's other wing. Miss Sheena, you're the fake Yatagarasu. The only one who killed my father. It's about time you come clean, Agent Sheena. Or should I say, Callisto you. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. You're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Callisto you. I've never heard that name before in my life. The manner of speaking and that attitude. You haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it. Oh, really? And you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me. The raven is a very unique bird. One that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you? I do. It's something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, Kay, for we have finally come to the end. Fire is one of the few times my favorite color gets used in games. Okay. You mean red or orange? Either way, you are right. It doesn't usually play a prominent role because it's very, very eye-catching. Anyway, it's the perfume, right? I was expecting this to be something else, but this works as well. This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto you. It will? Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belongs to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means a few of her fingerprints aren't here as well. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Orange is by far, yeah. Well, orange draws the eye even more than red, so you will hardly see characters who have it as their primary color, or even as their secondary, really. Anyway, I'm a bit embarrassed that I didn't realize the fingerprint thing, because I thought Kay just had this in her bag, not in a little plastic container or anything. I heard from my father, Bern Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here, every last one. We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now, come, Agent Sheena, will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? Oh. Okay, so I think there's a 50-50 chance here. Either she's going to run, or she's going to pull that stupid trick that they did in the first game, where she melted her fingerprints off with chemicals. Oh, okay, she's definitely running now. Oh, I'm not laughing that much. I have been talking for 3.5 hours straight. I cannot handle that. It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto, you. You've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill is even greater than that time 7 years ago. Sheena, you're... Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So you were a spy all along? A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after? Someone who's been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time? Ah, very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you. The woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu? That's right, Callisto you. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Oh, transformation sequence? No? Okay. Callisto you. This time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Surprised how little violence there is in this game? Oh yeah, this game Or at least the investigation games, which is this one and the other spin-off, seem to have very little in the way of violence. And even in the main games, most violence occurs after a cut to black. Because you play as a lawyer, so you, the player, are not going to be attacking anyone. Usually you are on the receiving end of the violence. That or your assistant Maya, who is on the receiving end of violence multiple times, I believe. But yeah, it's definitely toned down this game. I was fully expecting Gumshoe or Lang to just jump her immediately. Obviously, you never do that because you're reasonable, because that would be unreasonable. It would be unreasonable, but those two are cops, so I really did expect one of them to step up. Because she's about to, like, smoke bomb away or something. Callisto, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Hey! Kay, don't! I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father. You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such a laughable honesty. Oh, yeah, and that's why we should not have let her run up there. Kay! You let go! Kay, go right now, pal! You despicable! Let go of me, you filthy... You think I'm fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. But that's impossible! My father was the one who created Little Thief. Aha! Hey... Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. Oh, yep, there's the violence, yep. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be. Did you finally figure it out? Do you know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... Is it neither person? I don't remember what the 3rd rule was, because I played that chapter over 4 months ago. Oh no. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lose anything here. So do I just say Callisto U? Callisto U is the real Yatagarasu. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't we just talk about this? Miss Yu said it herself that she's the real one, so you don't need to say it again. I suppose not. What in the world am I doing? Okay, I guess it's neither of them, huh? Okay. How does that work? Oh, is that also not it? Oh, okay, no, that is it. They didn't change the music for some reason. The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Byrne Faraday nor Callisto Yu. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yatagarasu. Haha, how very perceptive of you. No way! The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed. Mr. Edgeworth? No! I refuse to believe this. The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. In skill number 1, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer wouldn't have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. Oh, that's bad. Detective Bad. It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind, because the lead detective on the case hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu? You? I've been looking for you a long time. 7 long years, but I've finally got you. Aha! Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a good team. If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Oh, why indeed. It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. But how can you say that? I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time, I won't miss. Stop! You! Kay! Oh? It's over, Sheena. Your leg! Oh, okay. Well, there he is. I was expecting him to jump any moment. Agent Lang! Ugh. You idiot. What were you thinking, jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of pest she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you. You really are an idiot, you know that? Ha! That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Oh, you should know by now this is just how I am. Hey, sis. Yes? I want you to conduct a full-body search. Sheena might have another weapon on her. All right. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please. Sir. Hey, I found something. What is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, Detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing up this blade with the handle. Oh, wrong button. I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly. This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. Yeah, but why did she take it with her? I'm going to go return this to this Babyloese knife now. All right. I trust that you will make sure it is returned to the Ambassador Polino. Huh. Why did she take it? Is it a key or something? I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it, Callisto Yu. For the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Coach's murder. Which means that you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the Alabastian knife, switched the handles, and then took the original blade of the Babyloese knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used a fireplace to lose her, and then you went to accuse her of the murder. That's about summing up? You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it. Problems? In what respect? What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? Phew. It was also I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using the device at Gatewater Land, I knew right away that you were Byrne Faraday's daughter. Aha! I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So, that's why you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me? Yes, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight, so I thought to use you. But pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you, and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You were going to take Little Thief away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. Then, the person who stole the Yatagarasu's key was Mr. Faraday? You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin? His hair looks like an onion. Oh yeah, so that's actually the main reason why I thought it wasn't her, but also why I suspected it might be. So, if we look in here at the profiles, you can see Callisto Yu has a massive forehead. Now, seeing her disguise here, I thought, hey, she has a huge forehead. She might be Callisto. But then I discarded it because the eye shape was different. But yeah, I definitely noticed how round it is. And they also, they don't show it off much, but whenever she throws her head back in, like, shock, the whole hair, like, sort of comes up. Like, so it's probably like a wig or something. Well, actually, it could be her real hair, and it's just being comedic. And the real ringleader's still out there pulling the strings. Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you, then, that I was the one who set the Babyliss embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all the evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling was trying to do? But then why start two fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait, Miss Sheena. Yes. When I fell through the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. Oh, finally I get the hair sticks in my inventory. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. Oh, if you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, Agent Lang. Mark my words. I'm not done here, and I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of the pain in his injured leg. Alright, well, go arrest her. Now then, what do we do with Detective Bad here? It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know. And it's so cold and dark, and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands, the one who thought my father was a problem to be removed, that person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones from they were selling from the Jammin' Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of soil stuck on the end of these sticks. Oh, okay. So the ones the flowers were not repositioned. It's just that two of them were removed. Or at the very least, the sticks they were supposed to grow on are removed. Oh, I guess it's that time already, huh? So, it's midnight. The dawn of another day. Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire, and we almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. What? No, we didn't. We have not solved everything. Excuse me? But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. Oh, thank you, Edgeworth. The ringleader of the smuggling ring, you, the Yadi-Garasu, were chasing after. The legend that Yadi-Garasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also part of the Yadi-Garasu? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bad? Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bad? Wait, no, you are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yadi-Garasu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Here, I should give these back to you. These are the pages from the KJ8 case files that the Yadi-Garasu stole from my office. Huh? Wait, what? Oh, did he steal them? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. So, the Yatagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait, then that means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG-8 incident was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom. Faraday is the prosecutor and I is the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in that case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that over to justice was do so outside the courts. That's what we thought, at the time at least. That was how we formed the Yatagarasu, and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano group. The Amano? Mr. Amano's conglomerate? That's a name I haven't heard in a while. I think he got arrested in one of the previous chapters for connections to the smuggling ring. And we called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings, as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering the things up. And then, it was finally time. We'd finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart, and Faraday, he died for it. But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG-8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG-8 incident, CCU, she never had a sister. What? And that means... Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto the page of the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it, there's a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu. But why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Coachman had on him at the time of the KG-8 incident, 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. And apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were written in Babyliss ink? The fact that the card the Cochin made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. A great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. Okay. And one more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. What is this, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG-8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. And he had it locked up and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was, finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. Oh, okay. This video. Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! That guy is from the very first case, I believe. This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Mono was preparing to take on the boss someday, and this video was his insurance. That's where the prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. Oh man, you saw for yourself, right? That card that told him to preserve the evidence. Then the card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is... Whether you use them or not is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Is this boss one of those who cannot be brought to the court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad. There is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that, even now? You really are something else. I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. The Pops. Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops, why is this happening? This isn't justice. Like I always told you. Don't get emotionally involved. Now, let's go. Yes, sir. Oh man, am I actually going to make it to the end of this case? And also, is there actually another case after this? Is this really the end of a legend? That can't be like the end of the actual full case, is it? Let's see. Oh my god, there's another case after this. Okay, well, I guess we're done for the day then. I can't believe that they managed to squeeze in another one. Okay, well, tomorrow we'll probably go back to Silksong. And then the day after that, we'll finish this, I guess. So thank you all for tuning in. This has been Seek of the Scuffed, and I am signing out. Just shy of 4 hours. Nice.